Bluey gives us laughter and life lessons, but it also leaves behind characters with questions no one ever dares to answer. 1. Brandy's husband, or donor. Brandy shows up in the sign with the biggest surprise of all. She is finally pregnant after years of heartbreak. But here is the strange part. There is no husband anywhere, no partner, no hint of a boyfriend, not even a blurry photo on the fridge. It makes you wonder, did she meet someone and keep it secret? Or was this a sperm donor situation? The show never says a word. It is like the baby appeared out of thin air, and Brandy just moved on with her life. Maybe Bluey's biggest mystery is hiding right in that stroller. 2. Cherry, Chippy's girlfriend. Cherry pops up in Bluey so rarely you might miss her if you blink. We first see her arguing with Chippy and Trades, and then later spying on the horizon with him in the sign. That is all we get. No backstory, no friends, no clue what she even does all day. She seems to live in that awkward space between teen and adult, like someone wandering through life with no script. Maybe she is chasing love, or maybe she is just bored. Either way, Cherry feels like a character hiding a much bigger story off-screen. 3. Cornelius's mystery girlfriends. Cornelius is everywhere in Bluey, but somehow we never really know him. One episode he is dating someone new, the next he is eating hot dogs alone, and later he is handing money to strangers like some tragic romantic hero. None of his girlfriends stick around, and none even get a proper introduction. They just appear, smile, and vanish like extras in a soap opera. Did he break up with them? Did they run for the hills after one date? It feels like Cornelius lives in a whole separate drama off-screen, and we are only catching random highlights of it. 4. Frisky's brother. Frisky's wedding gives us one quick shot of her brother, and then he disappears like he was never there. No name, no lines, nothing. He just stands next to the bridesmaid like some mystery guest the cameras forgot to follow. Is he younger? Older? Living across the world? Secretly famous? We get zero answers. He could be a rock star or a guy who fixes lawnmowers, and we would not know. The show drops him in like a puzzle piece from the wrong box, then moves on as if he was never important. That silence makes him unforgettable. 5. Frisky's mystery bridesmaid. At Frisky's wedding, one bridesmaid stands right beside her like they have been friends forever, yet nobody says her name. No hint about who she is or where she comes from. Some people think she might be a sister, others guess a best friend. But here's another thought. Maybe Frisky is secretly playing matchmaker, setting her up with her own brother the way Bandit and Chili once did for her and Rad. That would explain why the two keep standing together in the wedding shots. Love story in progress or total coincidence? The show refuses to tell us. 6. Winton's mom. Winton's mom is like a ghost in Bluey. We never see her, but we know she exists because of one odd clue. On Cornelius's car window, there used to be a family drawing with 3 figures: Winton, his dad, and what looked like his mom. At some point, her picture got wiped off. That tiny change says a lot without saying anything. Divorce? Big fight? Something worse? Nobody explains it. Now Cornelius shows up dating other women while Winton's mom stays invisible, like she drove out of town and never came back. Her whole story sits off-screen, silent and unfinished. 7. The busker priest. One moment he is playing music on the street for spare change, and the next he is marrying Frisky and Rad like it is the most normal thing in the world. How does someone go from busking outside the post office to performing sacred vows with a straight face? No training montage, no explanation, nothing. Maybe he is a priest who quit the church to chase his guitar dreams. Maybe he is a musician who only marries people on weekends for fun. Either way, he walks through 2 completely different lives like it is Tuesday, and nobody ever questions it. 8. Marcus, Honey's dad. Marcus shows up so briefly, you could mistake him for someone's +1 who got lost on the way to the buffet. We see him in cricket, standing around and chatting like he belongs, but the show never tells us anything else. No job, no hobbies, no clue how he fits into Honey's life besides being her dad. He appears, smiles politely, then drifts out of the story like he was only visiting for the day. Maybe he is super busy, or maybe he is hiding a secret life we are not supposed to know about. Either way, he stays silent. 9. The internet salesman from Promises. This guy storms into Promises like he owns the whole street, waving discount flyers and talking faster than a race car. He tries to sell energy plans, internet bundles, maybe even a little bit of his soul, all while acting like everyone has been waiting for him. Then he disappears forever. No name, no second appearance, no clue where he came from or where he went. It feels like he belongs in another show and accidentally wandered into Bluey with a briefcase full of scams. Maybe he is a salesman, or maybe he is just chaos in a necktie. 10. Rusty's possible crush, Mia? In cricket, Rusty takes a hard hit, and right there on the edge of the field is Mia, watching closely. The camera lingers on her just long enough to make you wonder if something is going on. But here is the twist. Mia has also been linked with Captain in other episodes. So what is this? A secret triangle? A passing crush? Or just the animators having fun with us? The show never explains why she looks so concerned for Rusty. Maybe she likes him, maybe she doesn't. But that single glance keeps everyone guessing long after the credits roll. 11. Lila's dad. Lila's dad drifts through Bluey like a human Easter egg. He shows up in background shots at school, the park, even birthday parties, always smiling, always silent. He never speaks, never gets a storyline, never does anything except exist like some kind of suburban ghost. People joke he is living a double life, raising Lila by day while running secret spy missions at night. Maybe he is shy, maybe he is too busy to talk, or maybe he knows something the rest of us do not. Either way, he keeps turning up everywhere, like the universe keeps forgetting to cut him. 12. Wendy, Judo's mom. Wendy lives right next door, but she might as well be in another planet. While the other parents laugh and run around, she stays calm, almost cold, like she is carrying a secret no one can touch. She skips big events, keeps to herself, and never explains where Judo's dad is. It is like she built a wall around her life and only lets people see what she wants. Maybe she is too busy, maybe she has a secret job, or maybe her story is darker than we think. Either way, Wendy walks through Bluey like a locked door. 13. Bucky, Bandit's schoolmate. Bucky shows up in the sign, shaking hands like he and Bandit are best friends. But the history says otherwise. Back in school, he once made fun of Bandit's drawing so badly that Bandit stopped sketching for years. That is not just teasing, that is emotional damage with crayons. Now he sells houses and acts like nothing happened, smiling like an old buddy who never crushed a dream. Bandit does not look thrilled to see him either. Maybe Bucky forgot. Maybe he never cared. Either way, every friendly wave from him feels like someone hiding a past they do not discuss. 14. Miss Retriever, teacher with a side job. During the week, Miss Retriever teaches Bingo's class with the patience of a saint. But then we see her at the markets running a massage stall like it is the most normal thing in the world. No explanation, no comment from anyone. She just switches from spelling lessons to deep tissue massages like this is a double life she has been living for years. Does she need extra cash? Is massage her true passion? Or is she secretly running some underground relaxation empire? The show gives us nothing. Miss Retriever keeps smiling while hiding a weekend story we never hear. 15. Coco's 8 siblings. Coco's family must be huge because she has 8 siblings, yet the show treats them like background furniture. We see them once in an old baby photo, and then way off in the distance during Explorers. That is it. No names, no personalities, no clue how this family even survives breakfast with 9 kids in one house. Imagine the noise level, imagine the chaos. It could be reality TV gold, but Bluey skips it completely. Maybe the siblings are too wild for cameras, or maybe the parents just gave up trying to keep track of who lives there after number 6. 16. Snickers' mom. Snickers' mom drifts through stores like a woman on a mission, always alone, always silent. We never see Snickers with her. No cheerful shopping trips, no mother-son bonding over groceries. Just her, wandering the aisles like someone trying to solve life's problems between the cereal and the frozen peas. Maybe Snickers stays home because he hates errands. Maybe she likes the quiet. Or maybe she has a whole secret life that only happens between the shelves at Hammerbarn. The show never explains it, leaving her as this mysterious figure pushing a cart through the background, carrying untold stories with the groceries. 17. Chili's mom. Chili talks about her mom like someone holding on to memories that ended too soon. We know she passed away before Bluey was born, but that is all the show gives us. No flashbacks, no details, just an old photo of her riding a horse and a few quiet mentions. It feels like a whole chapter ripped out of the family's history. Did she love horses so much that they were part of her story? Was it an accident, an illness, something else entirely? The show leaves the answers off screen, making her one of the saddest and most mysterious absences in Bluey. 18. Rusty's mom. Rusty's dad, Jack, gets plenty of moments in Bluey, coaching cricket and teaching life lessons. But Rusty's mom is almost invisible. She slips into a few scenes, says nothing important, and fades right out again. No job details, no backstory, not even a proper conversation with Rusty that we can remember. It feels like she exists on the edge of the family photo, smiling politely before stepping out of frame. Maybe she works away from home. Maybe she is busy off-screen. Or maybe the show is keeping her life secret on purpose, like there is more to her than we know. 19. Judo's dad. Judo lives right next door to the healers, yet her dad is a complete mystery. He never shows up at school events, birthdays, or even in the background while Judo is around. It is like the man does not exist. Some people think he lives far away. Others believe there was a messy divorce. Maybe he is traveling the world while Wendy raises Judo alone. The show never explains where he is or why he stays hidden. All we know is that Judo keeps popping up without him, leaving everyone wondering if her dad is ever coming back at all. 20. Indy's dad. Indy talks about her parents like everything is normal, but we have never seen her dad. In Moms and Dads, we hear he stays home while Indy's mom works, yet the show never lets us meet him. No voice, no flashback, nothing. It gets stranger when Indy's mom walks through the store with a coworker who seems a little too friendly. Was that just a friend helping with groceries? Or is there more happening behind the scenes? The show leaves it wide open. Indy's dad stays completely off screen, turning a regular family into one big unanswered question. 21. The Pegasus and Unicorn from Library. Bluey and Bingo find a book in library with a Pegasus and a unicorn that look way too familiar. Their colors, their big eyes, even the sparkly poses scream, My Little Pony. But the show never says a word. Are they real characters in the Bluey world? Or just a wink at parents watching? It feels like the animators slipped them in and then left the room laughing, waiting for someone to notice. The story inside the book is never told either, leaving the magical duo frozen on the page, full of secrets we will probably never get to read. 22. Floppy. Bingo's soft toy bunny, Floppy, is one of the most emotional characters in Bluey. In Sleepy Time, Floppy goes from a piece of fluff to Bingo's co-pilot through a space adventure. She guides Bingo when she drifts away from the family bed, showing up like a living presence in her dream. Is Floppy truly alive, or is she just Bingo's imagination giving comfort? Either way, she becomes a symbol of love, safety, and growing up too fast. Out of all Bluey's mysteries, Floppy stands out because she's not just a toy. She's a silent hero stitched together with cotton and hugs. 23. Bosco, Frisky's toxic ex. Boso never appears in Bluey, yet his shadow hangs over Frisky's story like storm clouds before a wedding. We only hear about him through Frisky's sharp comments, little clues dropped like breadcrumbs. She hints that he cheated, left suddenly, maybe even broke her heart so badly she avoided love for years. Then she meets Rad, and Bozo becomes the silent reason she hesitated before saying yes. Who was he really? Some charming drifter? A longtime boyfriend gone bad? The show keeps him off screen, making him feel larger than life, like the villain in a story we never got to see. 24. Calypso, the teacher. Calypso runs her class with this calm energy that feels almost unreal. Kids fight, cry, or lose toys, and she always knows exactly what to say, like she can read minds. In space, Mackenzie remembers being lost as a toddler, and somehow, Calypso shows up inside his memory to guide him. How does that even work? Is she magic? A dream? Some kind of guardian angel with a guitar in a classroom? The show never explains it. She just walks through every crisis like she has already seen the ending, leaving us wondering if Calypso is even fully human at all. 25. Terrier's dad, possibly homeless? One background scene shows Cornelius giving money to a scruffy-looking dog, and later in Ice Cream, the same guy digs through a trash can. That is all we ever see of him. No name, no explanation, nothing. People notice he looks a lot like the Terrier brothers, which makes everything even stranger. Is he their dad? Did something happen that left him living on the streets while his kids run around the playground? The show never clears it up. He just drifts through these tiny moments, a mystery wrapped in old clothes, leaving everyone guessing what really happened to him. That's it for Bluey's hidden lives and secret stories. But here's the big question. If the show revealed only one mystery next season, which one would you choose? Tell us in the comments and make sure you subscribe so you're here when it finally happens.